that foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you every Friday here at TFS. That foreign show. We'll be seeing you on that foreign show. We'll be seeing you. We'll be seeing you.
Hola, soy Luis Flores. Te espero todos los viernes en punto de las 9 de la noche, tiempo del Centro de México, en mi programa Momentos de Espiritualidad, donde platicaremos sobre temas como ángeles, sanaciones, seres de luz y demás temas tan interesantes. ¿En dónde? En ADR Wellness, activando tus sentidos y tu espíritu.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Los saluda Mariano Rivapalacio y los invito a que me acompañen todos los miércoles en punto de las 6 de la tarde en Factor Total. Aquí hablamos de temas de salud, de ciencia, de tecnología, problemáticas sociales, cultura y tradiciones, siempre de la mano de especialistas y voces autorizadas. Ya lo saben, 6 de la tarde, tiempo del Centro de México, a través de las plataformas digitales de ADR Networks. Factor Total, activando tus sentidos.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Nosotros somos
Tony Nieto.
Yo soy Cox y los invitamos a que no se pierdan todos los miércoles de
3 a 4 de la tarde.
Nuestro programa Conectados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, yo soy Javi Gamboa y te invito a que no te pierdas todos los jueves en punto de las 9 de la noche Naked Lunch con lo mejor del rock y el metal, el soundtrack de tu vida, entrevistas y mucho más. Ayúdanos a desnudar a nuestros invitados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos. Yeah.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
¿Qué tal amigos? Los saluda Mariano Rivapalacio y los invito a que me acompañen todos los miércoles en punto de las 6 de la tarde en Factor Total. Aquí hablamos de temas de salud, de ciencia, de tecnología, problemáticas sociales, cultura y tradiciones, siempre de la mano.
Las opiniones expresadas en este programa son responsabilidad exclusiva de quienes las emiten y no representan necesariamente el pensamiento o alguna posición oficial de este medio de comunicación.
ADR Networks presenta.
This is Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch.
And this is...
Foreign Show! On the Foreign Show.
Yes, what it do, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to that Foreign Show, Friday, 3 p.m. I'm Isaac Rakesh here on ADR Networks, activating your senses. All right, let's get into it. The first segment of our show, if you've been watching our show, you know we do this About Us segment where we talk about what we've been up to kind of like in the past week, you know, ILLUMINARI. Over this past week, we actually went to Morelos for a birthday kind of celebration with a good friend of ours, right? A big shout out to Manuel. He's one of our homies from Colombia. And his whole gang was there, you know, all the friends and everything. It was a birthday thing. It was really fun. And we actually performed a few songs for him, kind of like a gift, you know, a present to Manuel. So big shout out to him. And it was really fun for us to do that as well in that location. And also to test out some new things that we were trying out. And when I say we, if you don't know, it's me, Isaac Rakesh, and the rest of ILLUMINARI, that's Celestine and Carrick, who was not able to go for that event also because he was busy with another project he's doing, right? And yes, so we also want to put up at this point the Ko-fi link for you guys to check out the studio, if you can put the link up. Now, this Ko-fi page, we have been directing you guys to go check out this page because if you get onto this page, you can actually see what we've been doing, you know, the projects that we are actually involved in right now and the things that we've done also. Plus links to our socials and everything if you want to check out our stuff, you know. Right now, we're pushing our YouTube and we have just been testing out different kinds of stuff. We dropped this kind of video about Bob Marley, right? Content that is kind of, you know, we feel it's kind of related to our DNA, right? Spirituality, feel good vibes, you know, true things like that. And these kind of topics, we find the people who listen to our music or people enjoy, or people who are part of the ILLUMINARI family, we all kind of vibe with these kind of things, you know. So it brings us a lot of joy to actually put these things together and present it to you guys. Okay, so on today's show, we're going to be talking to Rowan Summers, who is an artist from Namibia, right? He's an entertainer, and we want to talk to him about his journey of heeding the call of Mexico, right? And about how he is started on this path of taking more risks towards being or doing or achieving what he wants to do. So we're going to talk to him about that, about adventure, the art, and self-discovery. After this commercial break, all right? We're going to take a small commercial break. And when we come back, we will chop it up with Rowan.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On the foreign show.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Los saluda Mariano Rivapalacio y los invito a que me acompañen todos los miércoles en punto de las 6 de la tarde en Factor Total. Aquí hablamos de temas de salud, de ciencia, de tecnología, problemáticas sociales, cultura y tradiciones, siempre de la mano de especialistas y voces autorizadas. Ya lo saben, 6 de la tarde, tiempo del centro de México, a través de las plataformas digitales de ADR Networks. Factor Total, activando tus sentidos.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Entrevistas, reportajes y mucho más.
Lunes, miércoles y viernes a partir de las 7 de la noche.
Con la mejor información deportiva solo por ADR Networks. Activando tus sentidos.
¿Listo para llevar tu marca al siguiente nivel? La audiencia digital crece cada día y es hora de que tu marca sea...
Hey guys, we're back at TFS. And thank you for staying with us.
On the foreign show.
Yes, we are back. We are back. Now, guys, this is That Foreign Show, and I just want to break things down a bit for those of you who maybe it's your first time joining us on the show, right? This is That Foreign Show. We get into topics about travel. We get into topics about being a foreigner, in a country, whether you're the foreigner or you are being exposed to foreigners, that whole interaction, and kind of the things that kind of result from that, the self-growth, the changes, life, stuff like that. These kinds of topics are covered here on That Foreign Show. And we actually talk to an interesting person every week. We get into his life, we get into their angle, and we kind of also get into a bit of their inspiration for kind of doing what they do or wanting to promote what they want to promote, right? And using today as an example, right? On today's show, we're going to be talking to Rowan Summers. Now, he is a Namibian entertainer, okay? He's from Namibia. I don't know anybody apart from him, I think, from Namibia. Really interesting. I've spoken to him quite a few times about the culture and things from his place and everything. Really interesting, and we wanna chop it up with him. A bit also about the whole journey about being an artist, right? Connecting with what it is you want to do, and how you actually pave a way for yourself. Now, let me break down some of the things that we're actually going to be talking to him about, right? I want to talk to him a bit, firstly, about the call. When I say the call to come to Mexico, or it can be just the call to pursue your art, right? Pursue the thing that you want to do. What kind of led to the call, and also to kind of, describe that process for us here today on That Foreign Show. It will be the perspective of an artist, and that perspective is an interesting one, I believe, right? Because if you actually break it down, what exactly is an artist, or why is it that an artist's perspective should matter, right? These questions are, there's no right answer for these things, but influence, or in whatever shape or form, is a force, right? It is a force, and it can lead to change, and it can lead to people actually changing their whole life, right? Uprooting yourself from one country and moving to another is a good example. And that is what we're going to be talking to Mr. Summers about. What we're gonna do right now, he's not in the studio at the moment, so we're gonna take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk to Mr. Summers.
We are going to a break and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
On the foreign show.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Los saluda Mariano Rivapalacio y los invito a que me acompañen todos los miércoles en punto de las 6 de la tarde en Factor Total. Aquí hablamos de temas de salud, de ciencia, de tecnología, problemáticas sociales, cultura y tradiciones, siempre de la mano de especialistas y voces autorizadas. Ya lo saben, 6 de la tarde, tiempo del centro de México, a través de las plataformas digitales de ADR Networks. Factor Total, activando tus sentidos.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Nosotros somos
Tony Nieto.
Yo soy Cox y los invitamos a que no se pierdan todos los miércoles de
3 a 4 de la tarde.
nuestro programa Conectados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
Hola, yo soy Javi Gamboa y te invito a que no te pierdas todos los jueves en punto de las 9 de la noche Naked Lunch con lo mejor del rock y el metal, el soundtrack de tu vida, entrevistas y mucho más. Ayúdanos a desnudar a nuestros invitados por ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos. Yeah.
Hola, nosotros somos
Ramón Martínez
y César Alcántara y te invitamos todos los jueves en punto de las 4 de la tarde en tu programa De la Muerte a la Vida,
con temas espirituales que te fortalecerán en tu crecimiento a la madurez espiritual por ADR Networks y ADR Wellness,
activando tus sentidos. No faltes.
Te esperamos.
Hola, soy Eric Cadena.
Yo soy Ale García.
Y yo, Mariana Torres. Y te invitamos a que no te pierdas TU,
un programa del mundo del entretenimiento donde tocaremos temas como música,
teatro, televisión,
artistas invitados, cine, series
y mucho más. Así que te la pasarás TU todos los sábados
a la 1 de la tarde
por ADR Networks,
activando tus sentidos.
ADR Networks, activando tus sentidos.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Los saluda Mariano Rivapalacio y los invito a que me acompañen todos los miércoles en punto de las 6 de la tarde en Factor Total. Aquí hablamos de temas de salud, de ciencia, de tecnología, problemáticas sociales, cultura y tradiciones, siempre de la mano de especialistas y voces autorizadas. Ya lo saben, 6 de la tarde, tiempo del centro de México, a través de las plataformas digitales de ADR Networks. Factor Total, activando tus sentidos.
Hey guys, we're back at TFS and thank you for staying with us.
On the foreign show.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I'm Isaac Rakesh here on That Foreign Show, and we are about to talk to Mr. Rowan Summers, and he is actually backstage, I believe, at the moment. Let's get him into the show. Yes. Hello.
Hey,
how's it going?
How you doing?
I'm good, brother.
How are you doing?
I'm very good. Firstly, can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, great. How have you been, brother?
Good, man. Good. Busy, but good. And you?
Yes, same. Busy is good, right? As they say.
Busy, and also having time for yourself. It's a balance. Always a balance. You can't always just be busy and not enjoying life. So I always try to balance it out.
Yeah. What do you actually do to balance things out, or what is your method?
My method, I always try to, I like Fridays and Saturdays. I always try to, connect with friends and family But normally from Monday to Thursday, when it's not like a birthday or someone going away somewhere, I would normally just be, in my world doing my things between working and working out and just uh, working on my art. And then during Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, I try to connect more with people because people are normally more free during the weekend. And that's how I balance it out. But I also work. There are moments where I work during weekends as well, where like you don't have other choice. Like I have to work, but I always try to always make time to speak to my family, to see friends, or even try to organize something with friends.
Yes, talking to you, I was telling the guests before you came on that we've actually had a few conversations before, and this one theme that I noticed that you mentioned also kind of keeps you grounded. This thing about community or family. Can you maybe perhaps tell us a bit for those people who don't really know? Can you hear me?
You broke off. Let me check if it's my connection. 1 second. If I'm uh okay, I'm connected to my Wi-Fi because yeah, I didn't hear everything you said. You said something. Could you repeat the question?
Yes, just one. Could you share a bit about Namibian culture for people who don't know?
Okay, so in Namibia we have a lot of cultures. Like I think if I'm not wrong, more than like 6 cultures we have in Namibia, and every culture has their way of doing things. We can talk about the way they dress, their humor, the way they look, the food, and everything. So normally I would just speak in terms of my culture right now. I'm from the
Yes,
culture
sorry,
of
and let me
Chil.
give you some a bit more. Um, Actually, in also in reference to kind of the topic of a community, and kind of
Uh-huh.
being grounded. That was the first part of what I was saying. Like I noticed that's a big theme in your story also, right?
Definitely. So what was the question about community? You said grounded about community, just to understand it
Like
properly.
actually, this question, why I'm asking this question is, let me give you some context, right? Like for us, a recurring theme on the show has been, especially when we talk to people who come from, say, Asia, or some other kind of different culture, when they come over to Mexico City and they get exposed to this very warm, very family first kind of culture over here, the difference is very noticeable, so people always mention that. They mention how it's very warm here, and things like that. So I'm just curious, in Namibia or in Namibian culture, is a community, and being warm with other people, is it a big thing?
Um, True and false. Okay, so let me elaborate on that. Uh, I grew up in a
Right.
family where we were very close. Like I would always be with my cousins and family friends and my aunts and my mother with my uncles, and they would always get together during the weekends. We would have barbecues. So I'm very tight with my cousins. Like we're friends. Besides being family, we're friends as well. And their friends are my friends, and my friends are their friends. So we're very close in my family, I would say, and that's always something I would miss. So that's where we are kind of a tight community. And to answer your question as well, there are some situations where, for example, clash of clash of cultures happen, where for the other it's difficult for two different cultures to chill at the same place, or it would only be like only one. Let's just say in my culture, it would be only one. I would have a friend from another culture, and I would invite to the get together or something, and it's like
Right.
okay, people will accept them, but it will always be just that thing where they sometimes make the other person feel like, okay, maybe you don't belong here, or you do belong here because we're all Namibians, but it's just that you're not from our culture. There could be stuff like that as well, but I could also be corrected because I haven't been back in 8 years. So maybe we've changed right now, but I would say
Right.
that
Right.
my family, we're very tight, we're very
Well, let's
close.
let's let's get into that.
Okay.
This how did your journey begin? Maybe you can tell us a bit about the call, the call to pursue your thing. What how did you actually get into doing what it is that you're doing right now?
Oh, okay. Let me start from the beginning. I'll try to
Yes,
sum it
sir.
up.
Let's do it.
So, in 2024, I graduated as a biochemist and a chemist. I went to go and work as a chemist in a beer factory for 6 months. I got promoted to supervisor, and I went to go and work in the same group of companies as a supervisor in a fish factory. But then this thing happened where I thought I put so much pressure on my degree. I thought that if I got my degree, life would just be amazing. Like I put so much pressure on this degree to change my life. And then yeah, at some degree it did change my life because I was now according to the society standards, I'm now educated, I've got my degree, I get a good job, a good salary, everything was going well from the
Right.
outside. But then came that moment where I was just in the laboratory, like working and trying to challenge myself and improving. And I just became bored of just everything. I was just bored. It's like, is this it? Okay, so what's next? I'm gonna buy a car. I'm gonna buy an apartment or a house, and then I'm maybe gonna get married. And then is that life? It's like I needed more. I needed something exciting, something different. I've always been like, every throughout school, always studied, got diplomas and everything. So I've always just played it safe. And so I was just looking for that risk or that something that would challenge me more. So then what happened was during that time, a friend of mine who participated in a competition in my country, like a talent competition. He won in the modeling category, and then they shipped him off to America to compete in the same category representing Namibia. He came back, and then just by maybe it's God, universe, or it was just my destiny. He called me one Saturday while I'm working as a chemist now in the laboratory, but I'm now at this point in my life where I was looking for something new and exciting.
Okay.
I was looking for jobs abroad as a chemist in Johnson's and Johnson's, Pfizer's, because I wanted to, the dream was also to work in one of these laboratories and, just to do something big abroad. And then he
Right.
called me, it's like, okay, so there is a Namibian designer who stays in the UK, but she always has fashion shows in Namibia. She's currently here. This is Saturday morning. She's here. She's having a casting for a fashion show she's going to have here. Come and do the casting. And I'm like, I don't know anything about modeling. I don't know anything about runways or castings. I don't know what to do. Just come, I'll teach you. I went. I've got nothing to do. I wasn't working with the weekend. I went. He taught me, and I got the job. So then, at the same time, the runway happened. She had the runway, and a colleague of mine who I was working with at the time, he was doing part-time photography, and he was at the fashion show. I almost didn't tell anyone about it because it was just so low key. I was like, okay, I don't even know. Maybe I'm gonna mess up the whole runway thing as well because I was so
Right.
nervous. So I didn't tell anyone. So then the runway happened. I was nervous. Everything was turned out well. I was happy that I took the risk. And then he was there at the runway and he told me, listen, I do photography part time. Let's do a shoot, a test shoot. I was like, okay, cool. I've got nothing to lose. So then we did the test shoot and then I got the pictures and it was fun and I posted them. It's like I posted them online on social media, Instagram and all of that. And then just through, let's just say through destiny, through fate, I got scouted. And then I got my first modeling contract in India. So then I accepted it. This is exactly what I was looking for. Mind you, it's like how things just work out in your favor if you look for it. If you look for things, you can't just also wait for things to happen. You have to make things happen for yourself. So then I got the contract and I was like, okay, do I leave this good job in Namibia where I'm working as a chemist? I'm now a supervisor. I could go to management level soon, and I could earn a lot of money. But then,
Hmm.
how do I get rid of this boredom inside of me? I love my country. I love my people. I love everything about my country. But things are very slow in my country. So I needed a big city where things happen and where I just needed that rush. I think now being in Mexico City for 8 years, I needed Mexico City basically in that moment. So I was like back and forth. I was like, should I take the contract? This doesn't sound real because they're gonna pay for your ticket, they're gonna give you accommodation, and then the jobs pay good. It's like, oh, okay, what
And
am I
this
going to do? Like,
particular job was in India, you said,
yeah, this
right?
is a modeling contract in India. So
Okay.
then I took a leap of faith and I went to India. I left my job. I resigned against the permission of all the grown-ups in my family, my mother, my aunts, and everyone was like, are you serious? What are you going to do after the 3 months, after the contract ends? You will not be able to get this good job back, and so on. I was like, let me just do this, please. I need to do this because I'm dying inside. I need something to wake me up again. So then I went to India. I was tested a lot. The first few weeks of arrival in India, like the first 2 weeks specifically, I was tested. My character and my integrity was tested, and my
Please
work
break it down
ethic.
for us, brother. We want to hear, like, yeah,
Okay.
just let us know.
Okay, so basically they were looking for someone that was very experienced because they threw me in the deep waters. So I didn't have experience as a model. I did the runway and one test shoot. So they were looking for someone that could do 100 poses in 1 hour because like I went to go and work for India's biggest catalog company called Flipkart, where you go in, you do about 80 to 100 outfits a day, about six poses for each outfit. So we're talking about an experienced model. I wasn't that. So then I failed on my first day of the job. I failed, and I faced an ultimatum where there was also something else. I was this was that, and then there was a runway job I was given, but they wanted sex for the job, and I said no. So I was tested. My integrity was tested there, and also my work ethic was tested in the other company. So then I went into depression because I didn't know what to do because this was all new to me. It's like, what do I do? I'm not gonna offer sex for work, and how do I become an experienced model in 2 days? What am I going to do? Because they needed me to perform. So then what I did was after a week of just thinking everything over and not working because I didn't work after they didn't send me anywhere. They only didn't speak to me after that. It was like almost like they disappointed in me or something like that. And then after a week of depression and just thinking everything over, I decided, okay, Rowan, you're an adult. You can figure this out. If there's only two things you can do now. You can go back and you can ask them to give you another opportunity, and you will just have to put in the work. Or you can just leave as a failure and just take this as something that life taught you to become better, or
Right,
at
right. Like
yeah,
take the L, right?
a lesson learned. But the ladder was so sad because who wants to like fail? I thought I was gonna come and succeed in India. But it's okay. I made peace with it. It's like okay, so if I'm gonna be sent back without making money, I was only here for 2 weeks. It's okay. Life is not just about this. Like at least I took the opportunity. So I went to the owner. I spoke to him about the situation. It's like okay, so this is what we can do. I'm not gonna sacrifice my integrity for work, but I'm willing to put in the work to become the experienced model that they want me to be. I'll take classes or I learn on my own, but I would need another opportunity. And also, if you don't want that, if you guys want to send me home, okay, so I have my degree in chemistry and biochemistry. I could go back. Just give me like 2 months to find a job again. The money that I will earn right now with all my experience, I could pay you back in 3 months with what you guys invested in me. And then you can even
Okay.
set up a contract. We can get lawyers involved, just so because it's a big risk as well. So it's because like once I leave India, it's also risky for them. It's like okay, you're gonna go back to Africa so far away. Who knows if you're gonna pay us back? But then I sat there in front of him, I looked him in his eyes, and I said maybe I guess just my character and just the way I was trying to like close the deal or just trying to convince him that yeah, I'm gonna pay you back, but I'm not gonna do this. But I'm willing to become better as well. So whichever you choice you're gonna
Hmm.
make for me, I'll accept it. And he was like, okay, let me think about it. And then I went home and then I got a message from him. It's like, okay, you've got this client wants to see you tomorrow. Please go speak to this guy and this guy. A couple of my colleagues that were there, very experienced. They've been in India a couple of times. They know how the industry works. Ask them to teach you. Okay, like you need to really be a student right now, and you also go and practice at home. So I went home and I started practicing. I looked in the mirror. I studied. I went to watch clips on YouTube. I started reading. I asked them, my colleagues, for tips, and then studying for hours because tomorrow I've got the other opportunity. It wasn't even 2 days or 3 days. It's like tomorrow. It's like oh shit, sorry. It's like
Right.
oh I have to perform now. So I was practicing, practicing, and practicing, and then just that light bulb moment came where instead of rehearsing different poses, I understood what modeling was through studying in that moment. And that moment when I understood what modeling was, I could go into any situation. Doesn't matter if you're looking for a new face or experienced model, I would know what to do, you know?
Yeah, why don't you
And
break that down for us? Like, what was it that it's a kind of, you mean you fell into a kind of an understanding of what the what it,
yeah, well,
okay.
yeah, because I think being a person like I'm a nerd by nature. So being a nerd by nature, like I study all my life. I would study and study and study. Um, and throughout my life, I never studied to memorize. I studied to understand. So that's always my approach to anything in life. Anything that I do, music, food, acting, modeling, science, chemistry, anything that I do, I always like even people like I study people to understand. I don't study to memorize because if you study to memorize, you would just have to memorize information and you would never get to the next level of whatever it is you're studying. So I always have that approach to everything in life. So I was studying that to understand. And then the light bulb moment came. I understood. Like if you ask me now what was it, I can tell you because now I have like more experience. I've got like 12 years of experience. It's been 10 years since India, 12 years since India. But then that light bulb moment came where, boom, I understand what it is. So when you understand what it is, you can go into any situation. You can go into e-commerce, campaigns, runways, editorials. You can do anything, and you would know how to approach it. And also just the embracing your authenticity, because we're talking about art. There's almost no right way to do it. It's subjective. So what you would bring to the table is only you can bring that. Just understanding that as well and accepting that. So I got this light bulb moment, and then I was like, I felt safe, and I felt secure inside. And then I went to bed. The next day I went to see the client, and I went from darkness to light. The client liked what I gave them, and they started booking me more, and they liked me more and more and more. And I went to a point where they wanted to send me home in the beginning, to them asking me if I could stay longer. So
Wow.
that's how India shaped me as a person as well. Because remember, it was my first time outside of my country. It was my first time working as an international model. It was my first time going into Namibia has 3 million people. India has more than 1 billion. So you can just imagine what
Yo, I
what
think
what what happened in my brain. Just the
I
whole
can
culture.
just being the first time in India alone, that can be a book in itself, right?
Alone, like
And then
all by yourself.
right?
Yeah,
And then you're talking about pursuing a new career, and on top of that, also you are actually in a sense kind of going away, or kind of just moving away from the security of what you already had in your country. So these
exactly.
things together, yeah, a lot of, I'm sure it must have been a real experience for you over there. What How did you end up actually moving out of India, or did you come to Mexico from
Okay.
there?
No, okay, so the 3 month contract ended. I faced also a lot of there was a lot of racial situations that happened in India as well. With all the respect, there are people that are very obsessed over skin color. It was very obsessed. There were a lot of moments where I was made feel less than who I am really just because of my skin color. So I decided, okay, this one client loves me. I can work. I'm working with them, but I don't see myself thriving in this country because uh, I I I don't need someone to make me feel bad about my skin color. No, I cannot. That's not how anyone should live in any situation. So I
That's
decided,
wild,
okay, I'm
man.
gonna.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really true. It's really the situation. I don't know right now because now it's been 10 years, but in that moment it was bad. It was really bad, and they lacked a lot of empathy. So there was nothing about doing it discreetly. There would be moments like we would be in the model's apartment, and I'll be there. We'll all be chilling with my. I was the only mixed race black model there. The rest of them were white models from different countries. So we were chilling in the model's apartment because we lived in a block, all the models. And then the booker would come and say, "There's a casting for everyone except Rowan." Okay, that happened. Okay, the client doesn't like my look. It's okay. And then it kept on happening over and over again. until to a point where I was like, okay, so what's happening here? Just give me the lowdown. Like what's happening here? Why is the client requesting everybody except me? And the client doesn't even know me. Because if it's something personal, it's like, okay, maybe I went to work with the client and the client didn't like me or something. And then okay, I get that. But the client doesn't even know me. And then I got to realize through being there, through the my friends, the Indian friends there, just how everything was working, the obsession they have over the white skin color. And I told myself, no, this is not an environment I would thrive in, but I'm grateful for the experience. So that the test of integrity and also um, testing my work ethic, which I loved. I loved that part. It's like I either had to win or perish. It was a situation like that. So in my situation, I won. But then I decided, okay, I'm gonna go leave India. Like it was just a 3 month contract. I told him, thank you for wanting me to stay more. I really appreciate it. But I think I'm ready to go back to my country right now. And we could see each other in the future again because like the door wasn't closed. The door's still open. But I don't want to be in situations where I'm being made to feel bad about my skin color. So I left India with a lot of experience. My mentality changed mentality. I mean, I went back to Namibia. I went back into the laboratory and I started working in a meat factory as a chemist again. I was happy. I was fulfilled. It's what India was exactly what I needed. You know, what I told you about before. I was bored and I just needed excitement in my life. India gave me the excitement. So I went
Right.
back. I worked as a chemist in a meat factory. It was going very well. It looked like I was going to go back to a management position once again. And then the boredom hit me again, like the travel bug bit me. And then I decided, okay, I'm 25 years old. I don't have kids. I don't have a big responsibility. I have responsibilities that almost every adult has: rent and food,
Yes,
basically.
for
And
sure. Could
yeah,
we
so
could
it's
we look
like,
at that a bit when you say you say again you feel like a bit like stuck in a routine.
yeah.
It's I mean it's also because you actually there's some things that you want to express, right? Some things that you want to actually create, right?
In that moment, yeah, I didn't know exactly. You know, the story was unfolding a bit by bit. I was discovering the artist within me, but it was happening very slowly. You know, it was God that was just giving me the opportunity bit bit by bit in order for me to grow with my time and not to be overwhelmed. You know. So basically, what happened there was I was working in the meat factory. Everything was going well, but then I was like, I want to go to I want to do something again. What are you gonna do? Okay, let's do something a little bit easier. India was really one of the biggest risks I took in my life. Let's take another risk, but not so risky. And then I started, okay, let me see what Cape Town has for me, because Cape Town for us back there is like the city where everything is happening in Africa.
Right.
You could maybe say Cape Town and maybe a city in Nigeria, because they are the most populated countries in Africa. So if you maybe want that, if you want things to happen for yourself, you go to these cities, because a lot of things happen there. And Cape Town has a reputation in Namibia. It's like where it's just everything is happening there. So it's like, okay, let me look into Cape Town. So then I started, I'm still working, everything is going well, but secretly undercover, I didn't even tell friends and family about it. I was just looking into opportunities in Cape Town, and then I got a modeling contract in Cape Town. And I was like, okay, Ron, what are you going to do? You're going to leave this good job again for another modeling contract in Cape Town. But Cape Town, it looks better. There was no fixed amount of time I had to be in Cape Town to come back. And Cape Town was also like, I could speak also I had my people, some of my people there, because we're neighbors. So I felt like I could connect more with them there as well. I felt a little bit more safer with the
Right.
choice, because in India, like I'm going from Namibian to India, like all the cultural shock in South Africa wasn't that big, because like we're neighbors, we know each other, we speak. People in South Africa speak Afrikaans, we speak English. In India, they also speak English, but it was just more relatable to me. So I felt like, okay, if I'm gonna go again and leave this good job, this is not gonna be such a big of time. Sorry, man. Someone was calling me. I just put that off. Okay. So then,
Yes, I get what you're saying.
I
Something,
decided,
something
okay, I'm gonna
less.
leave this job, but I'm gonna go
Uh-huh.
all into Cape Town, all in. It's like, yeah, this is now. I have to win or perish. And then I left my good job as a chemist in the meat factory again, and I went to go and pursue a modeling contract in Cape Town. It was amazing. Cape Town introduced me to acting. So then, and when I tell you about acting, it wasn't just small acting. Like I got I got to be in Black Mirror. I got to experience true talent. Like, you know, what was this actress called? Bryce Doward Hallis, like who was the lead actress of Jurassic World before. She was doing an episode there of Black Mirror, a wedding episode, and I saw acting at its finest. I was like, wow. And then that kind of inspired me to, okay, let me play my hand at this. Maybe I could do this also, because I've always had interest in acting as well. So then I started, like, I did modeling, I played my hand at acting, and I also I was quite a hustler in Cape Town because I started working a little bit as a bartender as well, just to keep things afloat, because it's not just like you go to the city, you start working, you make money. There's a time period where you have to go to castings and where clients have to get to know you, and then you book your first job, you do your job.
Yes,
All
for
these things
sure.
happen
Yeah.
within weeks and months, and then afterwards you book the job, and then finally the payment comes after 3 months. So there was this thing where also I needed to find a job where that would give me money right now. I had my savings, and so I was juggling all of that. And then I faced visa issues. I had to return back to my country, and we couldn't resolve the visa issues. It was a lot of stuff. I don't know. There was just some problems that I was facing, and I had to go back to Namibia. So I went back to Namibia,
Okay.
and I left Cape Town with the incomplete experience. Like I wanted more, but let me quickly connect my. I think my earphones disconnect.
I can hear you, and okay, we've lost the picture.
No. I'm just. Let me. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, and I can see you now.
Okay, so then I went back. Then I went back forcefully to Namibia. Now looking back, it was supposed to happen that way. But in that moment, I was angry. I was frustrated. I was like, why is this being taken away from me? It was just 5 months. I
Okay,
think
so you felt like
back to
again.
the end,
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
Yeah, I was just like, give me more time. But then I went back to my country. I was a little frustrated and angry. It's like, okay, Rowan, there's nothing you can do right now. I don't want to be illegal in the country. So I left. I went back to my country. I started working again. But then I didn't want to go back to working as a chemist because it's also a thing about maintaining a reputation. I didn't want to have that reputation where because my country it's not so big. So if you start working and you leave work for whatever reason, you start getting a bad reputation where it's like, oh no, we're not going to hire this guy as a chemist again because like he doesn't stay in a job. Like
Right.
he's a risk taker and so on. Like they would it would not look like, oh, I just wanted more out of life. It would just look like, no, you can't hold a job. So I decided I'm not going to go back and work as a chemist because I've worked in two good companies, one of the best companies in my country, and I left it for these opportunities. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Let me change career for now, just because I was waiting for the visa issues to be sorted. I was like, I'm going to go back to Cape Town. I'm ready. I'm ready to go whenever the visa is sorted. And then I went to work in the tourist industry. You know what I did? I went to go and give tours to foreigners. So that job gave me the opportunity to explore nature in my country. Because
Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah.
growing up in Namibia, we tend to neglect our gifts. Like I would say, maybe like that all over the world. Like you would tend to neglect the special things about your country because you're just so focused on getting out and seeing what's outside of your country. So that was the moment where I started seeing more lions. I started seeing our like all the animals we have, like what people would save all their lifetime just to come and see in my country. I had it there 10 minutes away. So I entered into a new phase of my life where it's like, wow, really? All these foreigners, and I would talk to them and I would hear the stories. It's some came with 10 years savings, some came with 20 years savings. A lot of people, it's like, it was my dream to see a lion. It was my dream to see a giraffe. And I'm like, I saw this growing up, and it was nothing to me. And then I started appreciating my country more. So here comes the punchline of this story. So then through this, I met my girlfriend at the time. My girlfriend was, which is now my ex-Canadian. She's a lawyer that came to Namibia to work as a lawyer, a 3-month contract there. And she went on one of these tours that I gave, you know. So we connected, and then we started dating. And then we started dating. There was a beautiful time, 3 months. And then she finished her contract, and then she had to go to Hague in the Netherlands to go and work there. But then we still continued the relationship. And then during this time was a time where I was like, I was at it every single day. After work, I was like, okay, Rowan, what are you going to do? Like, I want to leave. I want to go. And Cape Town wasn't happening. The visa situation was a disaster. And it was making me sad and depressed and angry at the same time. But I'm also happy with my new girlfriend. I'm happy, like, I'm seeing another side of my country. But what I was being paid was nothing compared to what I could be paid as a chemist. So I faced ultimatums. Okay, so are you going to go back as a chemist and just like conform and just stay now? Or are you going to like go deep into like hard into looking for international opportunities? I went hard. I was looking. And eventually it led me to this. Now, mind you, my girlfriend now is in Holland. She's working. We're having a long distance relationship. I stumbled upon this website called Star Now. I'm not sure if they still exist. Star Now, where it's a platform for artists, any kind of art that you do, modeling, acting, photography, film, all of that. You open up your profile there, and they post jobs there. So then you can decide. You put all your experience and everything there, and you can decide which jobs you want to apply to. So there was this job that was posted that they're looking for entertainers to work on resorts, on beaches all over the world. But it said they're Canada. The job is posted from Canada. So I was like, okay, so I have to go and, this sounds interesting. I read the description. Okay, entertainer does guests with, does activities with incoming guests, like play sports, give dance lessons, swimming lessons, and all that kind of stuff. I was like, okay, I can do that. You know, I was very fearless and I'm very hopeful. And it's like I could learn that. You know, if it's just an opportunity just to leave my country again, like I will accept it. So then I applied for the job. They came back to us like, we're interested. But then what happened here was this company that posted the job is a company that's based in Canada, but the job is not in Canada. They have their clients all over the world. So we're talking about where you would find resorts on exotic beaches, like maybe Mexico, Spain, Thailand, Bahamas, all these places where the resorts would possibly look for people like this.
Right.
And they send my profile to all of their clients all over the world, and only Mexico accepted me. So the answer was clear, like it's Mexico. And I didn't think twice. Like when the news came, it's like, we did a Skype interview. I did an interview with the resort in Manzanillo, where I eventually ended up. I went to Manzanillo. I did an interview with them in English. I didn't speak Spanish at the time, in English. And it's like, yeah, they came back to me like 3 days afterwards. Yeah, we like you and we think you'll be perfect for this job. How soon can you come? And it's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I want to go to Mexico. I didn't think twice. This is what I needed. I need this right now. And so I told my girlfriend about it. It's like, yeah, take the job. And you know what was the most beautiful thing about this whole situation? So this was the conditions of the contract. We're going to give you a salary. We're going to give you a place to stay. We're going to give you food whenever you want and laundry services. But the only thing you need to do is you need to upfront your ticket. And if you successfully complete your contract after the time frame of the contract, we're going to reimburse your ticket. I was like, okay. So I had to pay my ticket first. Like, okay, this sounds fair. But then in that moment, I didn't have enough for the ticket because it's very expensive from Namibia to come to Mexico. And then my girlfriend, at the same time, I'm telling this now, I'm just telling her what happened. Okay, this is us having a conversation, what happened today. She's like, oh, okay, so what are you going to do? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna find an extra job, then I'm gonna like find an extra job, and I'll just I'll make it work, you know. Then I'll just have to save and find an extra job, and maybe 2 to 3 months I'll be able to make that money. Because it's not that easy in Namibia. There's not a lot of jobs, and there's not a lot of opportunities like this to make extra money. You really have to have like a base somewhere, or you really needed to work in something before. But that didn't discourage me. I was just like, I'm gonna make it. And I just told him, okay, how long is the contract open for? It's like, I will give you 2 to 3 months. Meanwhile, we can work on the visa. Okay, good. Then I told my girlfriend the story, and then the next thing, after 2 days, she's like, so her mother's a doctor, and her father is he works in the government. She's like, my mother just came across all this money that they paid her out for a service. She's still working as a doctor. She's not like retired, and they don't need the money. They traveled. They very traveled right now. They just want to be there in Canada, and they're giving the money to me. And I also don't need the money right now. I'm good where I am right now. We could borrow the money to you so you can pay your plane ticket to go to Mexico. And I was like, yeah, okay. Let's set up like some kind of an agreement of how I'll pay the money back to you guys. And we did it. And then they bought me the ticket, and I came to Mexico.
But that's a great vote of confidence, right? In you.
Yeah,
right?
I still, you know, it's like how does that happen, you know? But anyway, it happened, and I'm still forever grateful for them for doing that to me. Still forever in my heart. They are one of the reasons why I'm in Mexico as well, because like them paying me the ticket, like it took me a month to get to Mexico. It could have taken like months. So then I came to Mexico, fearless, with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of spark inside of me. And it's like, I'm gonna go into the Latin world. I'm gonna speak Spanish. I'm gonna work as an entertainer. I don't know what's gonna happen next after the 6-month contract. I'm just like, I'm gonna go. And then I came to Mexico, but it was a little sad, my departure from my country, because like no family member came to see me off at the airport. No family member organized anything like some kind of a farewell thing. And the day that I left, also like I left on a Saturday. The Friday also, like I had to make an effort to go to people. Nobody was like, oh, you're going and we're gonna miss you. And everybody was busy. Everyone was like, even when I went to go and say goodbye to my family, they were busy. They were unfazed about this. So I left my country like with a lot of excitement, and I'm gonna start a new journey, but also very sad that this is the way my family chose to say goodbye to me. It was very sad. It took me a long time to get over. I'm over it right now, but it took me some time just to get over that. It's like, because I didn't want to leave like that. But then also it shows me who my family is as well. You know, the situations like this reveal your friends and family, who your friends and your real friends and family are.
Man, hearing you speak, and the things that you've been through. And one thing that really hits me is your resilience. You know, like there is a very strong kind of attitude with you that you're just gonna somehow make it happen. You know, if things are not really going your way, yes, it's not the most beautiful feeling, and it hurts or whatever, but you're just gonna move forward, right? And kind of just pursue your goals. You know. And I find that very admirable. And for us here on That Foreign Show, we salute you for that. You know, and it's not something easy, or nothing is easy. But let me put it this way: it is a beautiful trait to have, and it's something that sometimes people kind of don't value too much. This trait of resilience, you know, and since you've come on That Foreign Show, what we like to do here also is we like to think that we from this moment onwards you're part of our family, and we want to actually kind of showcase your journey along the way, and kind of invite you to come on in future episodes down the line. You know,
I would love to. Thank you so much. I would love to.
Yes, and also we are actually right down to the final few minutes here. It's been a really interesting conversation. Honestly, I actually planned a lot more to talk to you about, but
Yeah, we didn't finish, but I get it.
yeah,
Yeah, lots to
we
talk
should
about.
do a part two
Yeah, we
for
should do a
sure.
part two. Yeah.
But can you just maybe leave us with a few parting words? Something along those lines of what you were closing with. And this thing about yeah, maybe I'll let you do it. Or just a few words.
Well, what would you like to hear? Sorry, I didn't get it. Like a few words of what? Of encouragement, of what
Yes,
exactly?
yes. For someone who might be thinking of doing something similar to you, like pursuing their art.
Oh, okay. I would say right now, after all these years of what I did, like it's something that you would never regret though. Like it depends on where you are. If you're in Mexico, but sometimes you don't have to even have to leave. You just have to make the choice of coming to Mexico, say the big city. But in my case, like everything in my country was slow. I love my country, but it was so slow. So I had to leave everything behind in order to pursue the unknown. I had to take a leap of faith in myself. I had to believe in myself. So I would tell people that just never stop believing in yourself. But just remember as well that you'll be tested a lot. You'll be it's not going to be easy, and later on it's going to be hard. But because you've made all these decisions, the hard will not be hard anymore. It will just be easy. You'll be like you become resilient to adversity. Or you can say the way I say it, adversity will become your best friend. You'll be like, okay, fine, you are here now, so what are you here to teach me? So I would always just say like I don't regret the decisions I've made right now. Like I left behind a career that could have possibly went very far as a chemist. I could have been like just knowing myself as well how I work. I could have probably discovered something new or created something new in chemistry as well. But I knew within myself now, working as an artist here in Mexico City, this was my destiny. And the decisions I made, just I didn't leave my country to become a model. Modeling just came to me. So and I didn't leave my country to become an actor. It was just a desire to meet new people, um, explore new cultures, eat different kinds of food in the country where it's made, just live a life in big cities. That is what was driving me at that moment, and that drive led me to discover the artist within me, which eventually led me to pursue the biggest dream of my life, which was to become a singer. I always wanted to become a singer, but I never had like the confidence and the guts to pursue it. But through going to India, through going to Cape Town, and eventually coming to Mexico, my whole journey gave me that confidence to finally pursue it. And now I'm working as a singer and a songwriter. So I would say that by taking these big risks, like it's a big risk. You're leaving your family behind. I haven't seen my family in 8 years. You're leaving a life behind that you already built. You're leaving behind your comfort zone. You're no longer going to see your cousins, your mother, all your close family. You're going to leave behind your childhood friends and all of that. You're going to leave behind the food that you love eating growing up. You're going to leave all that behind for something new that might work or might not work. But if you really want to be successful, you want to be great, you have to make the decision, because
Sure.
it's gonna test you to a point where you would really find out who you really are. You want more?
Yes. Yes.
Should I give more?
For
Uh,
sure. For sure.
oh,
No.
I
Yes.
thought my time. I thought time was up. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah,
Time
basically,
is actually up at the moment. Yes.
okay.
But
No,
what we
basically
saying
that.
right at the end, the final part of what you were saying.
Okay, no, just that, and taking all these risks and making it work. Like I really had to make it work in Mexico. Mexico has been here for 8 years. India was 3 months, Cape Town was 6 months, and Cape Town was five to six, and Cape Town was like Cape Town was a bus ride away from my home. But now Mexico is not a bus ride away, and it's an expensive plane ticket away as well. So I really Mexico tested me. I either had to grow or perish. It was nothing about also, and remember, I came here as an adult. I came to Mexico when I was 28 years old. So I was not going to like call my mother, it's like crying or something like, it's not working out. What am I going to do? Like, I want to come back home. I had to suck it up and I had to make it work. I will just give you a glimpse as well. I had to go through a hunger. I had to go through a hunger as well in order for me to become the person I needed to be right now. Like, and you know, going through a hunger also made me realize that pride is not going to get you anywhere in life. You need to ask for help. Like, there were people that wanted to help me, but I didn't want to ask for their help. So my pride was tested a lot during these times.
That is a great point, you know, that you actually sometimes need to ask for help and know when to actually, you know, to do that. These have been really, really interesting points, and I wanna get to talking to you more also, and hopefully to get you back on the show sometime in the future, my brother.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Rowan. And I'm Isaac Rakesh here on ADR Networks, and we have Rowan Summers.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Thank you. This was amazing.
Thank you, brother. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Activating your senses.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you to all who joined us here on That Foreign Show. It's been awesome. I'm Celestine Angel.
And I'm Isaac Crouch, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, y'all.